Barack Obama had just wrapped up a conference in Philadelphia. Yet, as always, his real passion has always been connecting with ordinary people. Walking along the cobblestone streets, his presence attracted subtle glances and whispers. But he moved calmly, his hands tucked into his pockets, soaking in the ambience of the town. Then, he saw someone. Sitting on a tattered blanket by the corner of a brick building was a woman whose aura demanded attention. Her weathered hands clutched a cardboard sign that read, "Veteran, need help." Her head was bowed, but there was something about her stillness that made Obama pause. He crossed the street without hesitation and crouched down in front of her. "Good evening," he said warmly. The woman lifted her head slowly, and for a moment, neither spoke. Then, as recognition flickered in her expression, she gasped, "OMG, you're..." "Yes, I am," he interrupted with a slight smile, sparing her the formality. "What's your name?" "Angela," she replied hesitantly. "Angela, can I sit with you?" he asked, lowering himself onto the cold pavement before she could answer. People around began to notice. Cameras clicked, whispers grew louder, but Obama ignored them all. His focus was solely on Angela. "What brings you here, Angela?" he asked gently. She hesitated, glancing at the gathering crowd, then back at him. "Life happened," she muttered. "I served my country for 12 years in the army. Came back to nothing. No family, no support. Just this." She gestured vaguely at her worn-out clothes and the street around her. Obama nodded, gazing at her. "Thank you for your service. You deserved better than this." Angela shrugged, her eyes flickering with both pride and pain. "Guess life doesn't owe you much, huh? But sometimes it gives back," he said. Before Angela could respond, Obama stood up and turned to the growing crowd. He took his phone from his pocket and dialed a number with practiced ease. "Hello, it's Barack," he said. "I need a favor immediately." The murmurs in the crowd grew louder. What could he possibly be planning? Angela watched in silence, confused as Barack Obama paced a small circle in front of her. She pulled her tattered coat tighter, unsure of what was happening. "Yes, I need everything arranged immediately," Obama said firmly into the phone. "Her name is Angela. She's a veteran, and we can't let her spend another night on these streets." The crowd's buzz grew louder, and Angela blinked rapidly, trying to process his words. He was talking about her. Her heart thudded with hope. Obama ended the call and turned to Angela with a smile. "Help is on the way, Angela," he said simply. "What kind of help?" Angela stammered. "I made a call to a few friends," he replied. "You're going to have a warm bed tonight, and more help coming tomorrow." Before Angela could respond, a black car pulled up to the curb. A man in a sharp suit stepped out. "Your Excellency," the man greeted, giving a slight nod. "Thanks for coming so quickly, David," Obama said, shaking his hand. David turned to Angela and knelt beside her. "Ma'am, we've arranged a temporary shelter for you tonight. Tomorrow, we'll work on something permanent. But for now, let's get you somewhere safe." Angela's lips trembled. "Why?" she asked softly, her voice barely audible above the murmurs of the crowd. "Why are you doing this for me?" Obama crouched down to her level once more. "Because you deserve it, Angela," he said. "You gave so much for this country. It's time someone gave back to you." Tears welled up in her eyes, but she quickly wiped them away with the back of her hand. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. The crowd, sensing the gravity of the moment, began to clap. It started slow, then grew into a roar of applause. Strangers called out words of encouragement, and a few even reached out to hand Angela cash, warm clothes, or food. David helped Angela to her feet, and as she rose, she seemed to stand a little taller. Obama placed a hand on her shoulder. "You're not alone anymore," he said. Angela nodded, still too overwhelmed to speak. She climbed into the waiting car, and as it pulled away, the crowd cheered louder. Obama stood there for a moment, watching the car disappear into the night, his expression one of quiet satisfaction. Then, he turned back to the crowd. "If any of you know someone like Angela," he said, "someone who served this country and fell through the cracks, don't wait for someone else to help. Be the person who makes a difference." The crowd erupted into cheers once more, their spirits lifted by the unexpected turn of events. But for Obama, the night was far from over. He had one more call to make, one that would change Angela's life forever. Angela woke up from bed in the morning. The softness of the mattress beneath her and the warmth of the blanket around her felt foreign but comforting. For a moment, she thought it was all a dream. Then she saw the neatly folded clothes on a chair nearby, the clean room, and the sunlight streaming through the window. She touched her face, tears already welling up. It was real. A soft knock at the door interrupted her thoughts. "Come in," she said hesitantly. The door opened, and David, the man from last night, walked in with a bright smile. Behind him was another woman in a smart suit, carrying a clipboard. "Good morning, Angela," David greeted. "I hope you slept well." "I did," Angela said, her voice still unsure. "Thank you. I don't know how to thank you enough." "You'll have plenty of time for that," David replied with a chuckle. "But first, we have some news." The woman stepped forward. "My name is Sandra," she said, extending her hand. "I work with the Veteran Support Organization, and Mr. Obama reached out to us personally to ensure you get the help you need. We've arranged housing for you in a veterans community nearby, and we'll assist with counseling, medical care, and finding you a job." Angela's mouth fell open. "A job?" "Yes," Sandra said with a warm smile. "Based on your experience in the Army, we believe you'd be an excellent candidate for a logistics coordinator role at a local company that partners with us. They've already reviewed your background and are eager to meet you." Angela covered her face with her hands, overwhelmed. "I don't know how this is happening," she murmured. David stepped closer. "It's happening because you deserve it, Angela. And because someone cared enough to make it happen." Just then, another knock came at the door. It creaked open, and Barack Obama stepped inside, his trademark smile lighting up the room. "Good morning, Angela," he said, pulling up a chair. Angela's jaw dropped. "Mr. President, you came back?" "I told you I wouldn't forget about you," he said. "I wanted to check in and make sure you were being taken care of." Angela shook her head, still in disbelief. "Why me? Out of everyone? Why did you stop for me?" Obama leaned forward, his voice steady and sincere. "Because when I saw you, Angela, I didn't just see a homeless woman. I saw someone who had given everything for her country and deserved a second chance. You represent so many others who need help. Your story needed to change, and I wanted to help write that change." Tears rolled down Angela's cheeks as she nodded. "Thank you," she whispered. Obama stood and placed a hand on her shoulder. "Now, it's your turn to pay it forward. When you're back on your feet, find someone else who needs a hand and help them up. Deal?" Angela wiped her tears and managed to smile. "Deal." As Obama left the room, Angela looked out the window. For the first time in years, the world didn't seem cold and indifferent. It felt alive with possibility, and her heart swelled with gratitude. In the weeks that followed, Angela moved into her new home, started her job, and joined a community of veterans who supported and inspired each other. She kept Obama's words close to her heart, determined to help others the way he had helped her. And somewhere in the heart of Pennsylvania, the ripple effect of one man's kindness began to spread, changing lives in ways no one could have imagined. And this brings us to the end of the story. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends too. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories. Have a nice day.